everybody, it's Chris Eads, known online as Wootini, here with another one of my Gay Gamer video podcasts. We're going to start with a quick movie review. I went to see Black Adam. There was no 3D option, so I just went with IMAX, so it would be nice and big. And it was fine. It's good. It's not like amazing, but it was one of the better DCU movies. So take that as you will. It's totally watchable. It's just weird to me that I know that this was The Rock's like passion project. He was very excited to make this movie and play this character. But I don't understand why he would want to play this character, because he's such a like charismatic performer. He has so much personality and charm. And to cast him as this like anti-hero who barely gets above dour, and he's so serious and it's just that none of that charm or personality comes through, and it's just sort of like okay. So like, thank God for the Justice Society, because they bring the personality to the movie and make it fun and entertaining, and more entertaining to watch, because watching The Rock float around and like kill hundreds of people is not super entertaining. But the Justice Society was great, and I actually wished it had been a Justice Society movie and he had just played the villain, you know, who came around in the end and became an anti-hero. Because that's basically what it amounts to, is his anti-hero journey. And they even they do the whole Terminator 2 thing, where the big grim muscle guy meets the preteen boy who helps teach him how to be a human, and teaches him humor and sarcasm and how to do a catchphrase and all this sort of stuff. And it's cheesy, but not the good way. But like, it's okay. Like, it's fine. You won't be mad if you sit through it. It could have been better. And it just makes me want a Justice Society movie, because they were great and much more entertaining. As for games, I actually did not play a lot of Plague Tale Requiem. Sorry, that's the sequel that just came out. I've been seeing a lot of pictures of it online. Plague Tale Innocence, which I've been playing, the first one, from PlayStation Plus for free. I didn't actually play a lot of Plague Tale because I've been watching like horror movies for Halloween and stuff, and I've also been playing a little more Animal Crossing over the past week or so, because as I've mentioned in previous episodes, I'm trying to see if I can catch the other bugs and fish to finish out the museum, which is something I've never done in any Animal Crossing game I've ever played, because it's just complicated and annoying, and I've never taken the time to like make a list and see what I'm missing. And I'm missing a giant trevally, and I keep fishing off the end of the pier. I have made so much fish bait that it's ridiculous. Like, I actually got Nook Miles for making 100, for digging up 100 clams, and then like a week later, not even a week later, like 3 days later, I get another 3 or 4 days later, I get another Nook Miles notification because I've dug up now 200 clams. And I'm like, oh my God, in the past 3 or 4 days, I have dug up 100 clams, made 100 fish baits, and I still have not caught this frickin' fish. So, like, when I have extra time, I will go into Animal Crossing and I will do some fishing. I'll do some digging for clams, making some bait, and fishing off the pier, because I would like to try to catch it, and I only have till the end of October, and then I have to wait again till May. So, and I don't feel like I'm going to catch it, because, like I said, I have made hundreds of fish baits and caught nothing but regular fish, and a few mahi-mahis, which are also rare, but apparently not as rare as the giant trevally. I don't know. It's a little frustrating, which is why I don't do it often, because I don't want Animal Crossing to get frustrating. So I just do it for a little while, I try, and then I'm like, okay, and then I stop. Because I don't want to keep trying and keep failing, and then I get mad at my favorite game of all time. So that can't happen. Then I also wanted to, as I've mentioned before, I was curious about Gotham Knights, you might recall me saying. But having read the reviews, I've determined that Gotham Knights is not something I'm going to play right now. It wasn't the technical glitches and whatever, because every game has bugs and crashes. They patch those in the first couple of weeks, whatever. Every game gets released with problems right now because they can patch now. As soon as they started to be able to patch games, they just rushed them out and let them be buggy. It's annoying. And it's not the whole like it won't run at 60 frames per second. It only runs at 30, and sometimes not even that. Because as long as it doesn't turn into a slideshow, I'm okay with a little bit of a drop frame rate. I'm not really gonna notice it too bad, unless it's really bad. Then I'll notice it, obviously. But little things, I'm like, it's fine. And it's not even like the complicated way that you upgrade your character by like crafting new weapons and armor and stuff. And the upgrade system, I'm like, that's fine. It's like an RPG, that's fine. Like I could probably deal with it. It might be a little annoying, but I can probably deal with it. It's not even it is a little bit the fact that the random enemies level up with you. Like story missions are like level gated so that you know what level you need to be before you try to defeat to progress in the story. But the random enemies in Gotham that you defeat to level up and get new gear and crafting materials and whatever, they level up with you. And I'm like, that's kind of shitty, and I don't like that, because when I play an RPG, the whole point is to level up to become better and more powerful so that you can defeat those villains. So like I want to be a badass superhero kicking butt. Like I want to be like, level whatever, and like now I can just wipe the floor with these street criminals and street thugs, whatever. But that's not happening, and you're punching them and they're barely going down because they're leveling up with you. And I'm like, that sucks. It's why I didn't like the Elder Scrolls Oblivion, because I'd like come out of a dungeon triumphant and then get killed by a rat that leveled up with me. So that's sort of irritating. I'm not crazy about that, but it was reading that there are some story missions where if you're planning on playing it single player, you're going to have some difficulty because you're going to want to have someone with you. And I don't plan on playing this in co-op mode with anybody. I would just I like single player games. I don't want to have to be like, hey, will you play this game with me so that I can get past this story mission? Like, okay, 7 o'clock tonight? Okay, great. Like, that's annoying. I just want to play it when I can play it, and then that's it. But, like, knowing that some of the story missions can get difficult if it's just you, I'm kind of like, So this is definitely not something that I want to spend $70 on. It's something that I might spend, 20 or 30 on when it goes on sale because it didn't do very well, and Best Buy will throw it on sale real quick, or it'll go in a PlayStation Store sale or something and I can get it for cheap. Then I might do it, because I can always I checked, and you can change difficulty level at any time. So if I do hit a mission where I would need someone with me, I can just drop it down to easy, do it, and then come back out and make it normal again. But yeah, we're not playing Gotham Knights right now. Maybe later. I also wanted to talk about the Silent Hill transmission that happened this past week. I was kind of excited about that because I do love Silent Hill. It's one of my favorite franchises because it's always been disturbing and horrific, as opposed to like Resident Evil, which goes into the action area. Silent Hill was survival horror that really focused on the horror, and I liked that. So I was excited to see what they might announce. And unfortunately, they announced a bunch of stuff that I can't really get too excited about because it's so early that I don't even know what it is, so I can't really get too excited. The most exciting thing that they announced, honestly, for me, was Return to Silent Hill, which is a sequel to the original Silent Hill movie. Because the actual sequel that they made back in the day was very disappointing, especially for me because I really loved Silent Hill 3. It was like my favorite one, and Heather was a great character, and I was really excited they were adapting her story, and then it turned out to not be very good. The 3D was good, but that's really sad when the 3D is the best part of a movie. So here, it's Christoph Gans again, and he's going back to Silent Hill, and so I'm hoping that it will be a really good Silent Hill movie like the first Silent Hill movie, and he'll do that again. and it's adapting Silent Hill 2, so that's cool. And speaking of Silent Hill 2, they announced a remake of it. They showed some footage, cinematic and gameplay, and I'm intrigued. I don't normally play remakes because I've already played it. I'd rather play something new than go back and play something again. But I haven't played a Silent Hill game in so long and I miss it. So I'm kind of tentatively looking forward to checking out this remake. We'll see what the reviews are like, because they are rebuilding it from the ground up. It's not just a high-def version of the original. They're rebuilding it, so it could get really messed up, and they could do it all wrong, and it could be bad. I'm hoping that it's good, and then maybe I can play it, and then I can see the movie and see how they adapted it. Everything else was really early, so it's like, like Silent Hill F seems to take place in Japan. I don't really know the time period. There's some kind of creeping infection vine blood vessel thing. I don't know. It was just a cinematic trailer, so there's no way of knowing what the story is, what the gameplay is. Who knows what you're gonna get? The infection with the flowers and everything, it sort of reminded me of The Last of Us, but the bloody vine blood vessel thing, it reminded me of something else, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it, and it's kind of annoying. But whatever, we'll see when they announce more about it. It's all very early. Also very early was Silent Hill Townfall, which was just even more of a vague cinematic teaser trailer, where it was just one of those little handheld portable televisions. I think they called them Watchmen back in the day, like from the 80s. And then it was just like some staticky voices saying creepy things, and I was like, I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's a visual novel or a proper adventure game or what. It could be a real shooter for all we know. There's no way of knowing. The one that they did give a little more information about was Silent Hill Ascension. But even then, it's still weird because they didn't explain exactly how it's going to work. But it's some kind of like interactive movie where you and a bunch of other people are like watching a Silent Hill story unfold, and you can like affect the outcome of the story and make it change directions. So it's like an interactive movie that you watch with other people. But it's not really clear like how that works. Like, is it on mobile? Is it on consoles? Is it, like, and if you start it, do you have to wait for other people to join you? Or is it scheduled to start at a certain time and you tune in like it's television or a movie? I don't know. It's all very weird, but it's also an interactive movie, so I'm kind of like, I don't know how I feel about that. But I guess we'll see. They will announce more, but none of these things have release dates, not even the remake, which they showed actual gameplay footage for. Nothing has. I don't expect to play anything until, at best, maybe the remake will come out for next Halloween. Everything else is probably 2024. So, I am excited that they're doing new Silent Hill. I just hope that there's like proper Silent Hill and it's proper cool, and that they're good games that I want to play. Fingers crossed. Of course, they're years out, so whatever. We'll see you later. So that's it. This was a long one. I apologize. I will see you back here for the next episode where I will talk about whatever. We'll find out then. Bye!